Woohoo! Welcome to day one of our mindfulness soiree. Very excited about this, you guys. So super, super stoked to do this. So first we're going to have a little chit chat about emotions. Okay. I know we talk a lot about emotions in here and how to use them to our advantage, but I really like this analogy. So I want to give this to you first and then we'll hop in. So emotions are, we know, are indicators, right? They're indicators letting us know whether what we're thinking is on track with what we really want, with what God, source, universe, whatever, thinks or feels about the situation, like the same focal point. But here's the deal. When we're caught up in them, when they're super strong and powerful, it can be really tricky to remember that. It can feel really hard because there's like so much momentum going. It can feel really hard to go, wait a second, this is just telling me that God isn't thinking the same thing. And even if you can do that, because of the power of that momentum of the emotion, it's really hard to go, oh, right, I could just move that thought. I could just move that thought, right? It can feel really hard. So you can kind of think about it. You know those weighted punching bags that kids can have? It's like sometimes they look like a clown. They have like some weird weight. They're like plastic and they have the weight on the bottom and they'll be on the ground. And when a kid punches them, if they punch them really freaking hard, it goes all the way over to the ground, right? Now, on its way back up, does it just stop in the middle? No, right? Not if it's been hit really hard. It's going to go almost all the way, if not all the way, to the ground on the other side. And then it has to go this way again. And it may not quite touch the ground, but it gets kind of close. And it does. Okay, right? You know what happens because it needs to let the momentum die out. Well, it's exactly what happens to us when we have really powerful emotions hit us. We get knocked off center. It happens to all of us. Mindfulness allows us to be in the presence of those emotions, those really, really strong emotions, without needing to be knocked so off center. Like, can you imagine having something that used to really, and I know some of my clients, I know you know what I'm talking about because you've done this with me, having something that used to knock you the hell off center, like so off center, you didn't even know where center was anymore. And now you experience it or something similar, like the essence of it, and you can feel the emotion coming, but it doesn't do this to you anymore. You might get a little like, okay. And so instead of whamming off center, you just kind of teeter a little bit and you come back a lot faster. Mindfulness helps us with this. That's what this is all about. Because when we are trying to create something in our lives and we're trying to focus on what it is, because we have to focus on what we want to get what we want, right? Focus creates expansion. So when we're trying to do that, if our emotions are fucking with us all the time and we can't keep our center, we can't keep our focus on where we want to be. That's why calm is important. I am not a proponent of telling someone just to calm down, like maybe as a joke, like we might say that to each other, but when someone's really upset and emotions have a hold on them, I'm not a fan of just saying calm down to someone because you can't in that moment. And then you feel even worse because you're like shaming yourself, like I should be able to and whatever. So let's get out ahead of it. Let's practice mindfulness instead. Okay? Okay. So for today's moment together and moving forward, what I'd like you to do is when you're doing this practice with me, I want you to have what we're going to call our mindful posture. So I want you to be facing forward and I want you to have as straight a back as you can. Like we're not like measuring, we don't have like a ruler up against it. It's not a huge deal if it's not perfect, but as straight as you can. And I want your body to be alert, but relaxed. So just take a second to sort of scan your body and just notice if there's any tension anywhere. Don't judge it, just notice it. And if there is, just kind of feel yourself breathing into that part of your body and just kind of letting the tension mellow out a little bit. It's okay if it doesn't go away. Letting it mellow out a little bit. And now you are alert but relaxed, okay? Wherever that alertness but relaxed feeling is for you right now is perfect. Perfect for you right now, okay? So if we want to be pushed around a little bit less by our difficult thoughts and emotions, one thing we can do is to start paying attention to things that are in our current experience. And we want to do this when we're not in the throes of the crazy, difficult thoughts and emotions. One thing that is present in our current experience, whatever current is for you in the moment, right, is sound. Now, it could be the sound of a clock ticking. It could be that you purposefully put on a sound, like if you have an app that creates white noise, great tool. Or even like YouTube will have them, like whatever, or a fan, or sometimes your heating system, right? Sometimes TV can work, sometimes, but only if it's something that you sort of end up hearing as like the teacher in Charlie Brown with the wah, 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 like you're not paying attention to the actual words. Like it has to be something that's sort of innocuous. It's neutral. Always talking about neutral, right? Got to keep it neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy dandy chime that I love, and I am going to ring the chime. And I want you to listen as long as you can, all the way until you can't hear it anymore. So like really pay attention to it, okay? But I'm right next to it. Okay, we're gonna try it again. Listen really closely for the bell, and so that you're like straining to hear it until you just can't hear it anymore. How do you feel? Were you focused on the bell? On the sound? It's pretty cool, right? We'll try it one more time. This time I want you to close your eyes, okay? All your awareness is on the sound. Close your eyes. So what we're developing here is the ability to stay focused on one thing for an extended period of time. Now, I will give you that this is somewhat novel, right? And so things that are novel are a little bit easier to focus on. That's fine. However, when you consistently do something, it becomes easier as well. So what I'd like you to do is think about anything that you could have in your environment, whether it's there already or it's something that you can manufacture, that you could then use throughout your day to just take 30 seconds a few times a day and use it as a way to keep your focus. Anything that you use, make it something neutral, to keep your focus centered, is helping you be mindful, is helping you be in control of your thoughts and emotions, is helping you get what you want. Okay, so drop a comment and let me know what it is that you're going to use, and we'll be back tomorrow with another tool.